living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior.
Scrapyard, we ain't gotta act hard. Sasquatch back, y'all, we flipping like a flashcard. Guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part. Guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part. Street beef, scrapyard, we ain't gotta act hard. Sasquatch back, y'all, we flipping like a flashcard. Guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part. Guns down, gloves up, or shut up. That part. Here we go again, it's a trend, this is every month. Guns down, gloves up, or shut up and knuckle up. I can take you on a ride, but you might wanna buckle up. Street beef, scrapyard, next stop coming up. Preaching some, pray for them. I ain't finna play with them. Fried chicken told me it's good, so I'm thanking them. Gumby give the glory to God, keep praising them. Got a couple dragons around, you know, chasing them. Jake Gottem, I'm on the scene back again, kicking it like crazy legs, gashing the African. Summertime vibes might leave them with an epic tan. I know you seen the videos and you don't wanna mess with them. Scarface made it possible for all places. Now all places fucking with Scarface is the long way. No disrespect, no, you might get checked, but win or lose,
What's up? Welcome back to MMA Underground. And as you see, rest in peace, Jay Gottem, only person. So,
yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, we had a prominent fighter from the Scrapyard branch, Jay Gottem. He passed a few days ago, so we wanted to give him a quick tribute. Rest in peace, Jay Gottem. Forever loved, never forgotten.
absolutely. But now that we've got that out the way, because you know what it is, you know, it's nothing but love around here. We also can't forget why we're here, and that's the man of the hour. Who we got, Song K?
All the way from Street Beef's West Coast, Glitch. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed.
It's good to see you, man. Good to see you, my fellow brother, my fellow Gorilla Lion. We got you on the show, man, and it's a long time coming, bro. Long time coming.
Definitely a long time coming. I've been waiting. I've been waiting in the shadows, but we're here now.
Yeah, you've been putting in some work too. I love rewatching some of your videos too. When I was going through getting ready with some questions, I was like, yeah, I had some fun. But shoot, I was curious. I mean, you do a little bit of everything. So I mean, is there something you prefer, whether it's MMA, boxing, kickboxing?
Honestly, I prefer to do it all. Like, the first fight was MMA because I was like, okay, let me see if I can get my bearings in. But then once I got that sand in my eye and everything like that, I was like, let me just keep it standing for the next, I don't know, 5-6 fights. And then I wanted somebody to call me out in Muay Thai. I'm not really a shit talker, so I was like, let me just wait till somebody's gonna call me out, and then Marauder called me out. So that was my opportunity to jump into the Muay Thai scene. So just taking it one style at a time, literally from the ground up.
And since you mentioned it, can you speak on the Marauder fight real quick?
That fight was a big mental one for me. It wasn't really so much physical training for me. It was really getting my mental right, getting my spirit right. My uncle had just passed away, and so I was dealing with a lot of grief, and I was like, I don't want to hold back anymore. So I was like, this is the opportunity for me to actually let it go this time. And that's why it was such an emotional, that's why I was screaming so much. It was such an emotional win that time.
Yeah, bro. I don't think people who don't know you and don't know your struggles, your battles, they would misinterpret that scream at the end of that fight as being, you know, cocky or arrogant or what have you. But me knowing you, I knew exactly what that scream was about. I knew what that victory truly was about, you know. Can you touch on that specifically real quick? You mentioned, you know, it was a mental thing. How so?
So dealing with a lot of grief, even leading up to that fight, every fight that I've had, somebody passed away. And it shows in every single fight. Like, you'll see me check in, check out, check in, check out. Not only that, battling with mental illnesses of my own. So I was diagnosed with bipolar schizoaffective disorder, which is not full-blown schizophrenia, but it's right in the middle. So I have traits of schizophrenia, but it's not full-blown. So a lot of the times in the mental aspect, it would be much like how, like, me and you would discuss, Samke, like Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, to where he has a problem letting go, because he doesn't know what's going to happen if he lets go fully, if he's going to kill this person, if he's going to not even perform at his full potential, even though it's his full potential. So leading up to that, even when I was walking in the cage, I was just like thinking to myself, like, would my uncle be proud of me holding back again for like the sixth time, or am I going to unleash this time? And so it was me going through a lot of the, I would say, mental hallways of like the ghosts of my past, really. Like, I would think about every single fight I've had up to that point. And I'm like, yeah, I held back here, I held back here, I held back here, I held back here. Okay, I can't do that anymore. And so when we walked up to each other and all that, and Smoke was giving the rules, I was like, okay, it's time to let this go.
Now, I was gonna ask, even from the beginning of your fights, have you always been a calm fighter, or did you have to kind of develop that? Because I like the way you, like you said, you kind of have to calm yourself. I mean, how were you able to prepare for that, or how did you gain that sort of control over yourself?
I've literally always been a calm fighter. It came from me battle rap. So I battle rap probably from the years of like 2014, 2015 to like 2017, 2018. And so having that mindset of just like, I got to be calm, I got to remember my rounds and all that. So even though this dude is yelling at me, I got to keep my composure. When it's my time to spit, it's like I gotta make sure I have everything in order. So I just kind of took that little piece of composure from battle rap and just put it into fighting.
Nice.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't know my guy raps and he can battle rap, you know, and he's sick with it. I was mad, bro. That's why I texted you that one day. I was mad. I went looking up your one of your songs to work out to. You know what I mean? And you took it down. I said, "Oh man." Yeah, I was yeah, bro.
I took it down because when you're using these YouTube beats and all that, you got to get the rights and all that, so they don't do that copyright infringement and everything like that. So a lot of those songs I had were made off of YouTube beats, and the producers themselves didn't answer the emails. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get hit with that copyright if this song gets big. So let me take it down before anything happens like that.
I'm gonna need that YouTube though. I'm gonna need to hear some of this. Yeah.
I'm gonna put him back up there.
Now I thought I was kind of looking around. You know, I saw that you've done some jiu-jitsu competitions too. Is there any crazy grappling moves that you were ever able to pull off and win?
That one that you've seen me in. That was my first one. That was my first one ever.
How was that?
It was definitely exciting. I knew I wanted to go in there for experience. It was like at least a year and a half or two since I've done jiu-jitsu. I just really wanted to jump in there and just test myself just to see where I was at. So composure, I was there. I was like, okay, I got this. But as much as I wanted to strike, there was a lot of times where I was like, well, I can knee you in the face, but I'm like, this is a jiu-jitsu person. So it was fun. It was definitely fun. I know next time I get into one of these tournaments, I'll be way better prepared. But yeah, that was more for experience and just to see where I was at.
I can dig it. You gotta always see where you're at. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think. I've had 1 or 2 fights where I go on, I'm like, man, I feel really out of shape. I feel this. I didn't sleep good too, and then I come out on top. I'm like, dang, okay, all that hard work did pay off. I can dig it. What was it? On one of your shirts, I saw. How long have you been training with Fitness 23?
What is it, since 2021, like beginning of 2021, until they shut it down. Really.
Dang, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, bro. That was our gym, man. That was our gym. That was like my playground. You know what I'm saying? And
Were you bullied?
huh?
I said, were you a bully at the playground?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Hey, but that kind of leads into something I wanted to bring up, which is we were at that gym for a good while before it shut down, and that's where I met Glitch. I seen him fight at one of the events prior to him showing up to the gym. But after that event, he showed up to the gym, and it was like a brother. You know what I mean? From that moment, the gym did split, or the gym was what was it? It was sold, and things kind of changed, schedules and what have you. This leads into the fight with Glitch versus Blick, right? That was a hell of a fight. That was actually one of my Fire Fives, and shortly after that, I think I want to say the next event, it was me versus Blick. Can you mention your thoughts on that fight?
Okay, so your fight or mine or both?
Yours. I'll chime in after about my fight with him, but I want to hear your thoughts on that fight, because that was a very close fight.
So in that fight, it was crazy because we weren't even supposed to fight in the first place, because I'm thinking, I'm weighing in at 145. Okay, I got my stuff right. My girl was feeding me. So I ended up weighing in at 160, and he weighed in at 160. So they just paired us up. Mind you, we're chopping it up before. I'm over here like, okay, I'm not even going to fight this dude. And they're like, yeah, Glitch versus Blick. And I'm like, well then, all right, well, we got to fight each other. So during the fight, I told myself, I said, you know what? If this is his debut, I'm gonna push him to the limit. Like I'm gonna bring out the best in him. That's every fight that I have. That's all I want to do. Just bring out the best in my opponent. I don't have any ill will, any ego towards them, anything like that. I just want to bring out the best. So when I saw him, I think I want to say it was like the end of the first round, and I seen him getting like a little bit. I was like, nah, bro, you have way more in your tank than that. Because if I have way more in my tank than that, you have way more in your tank than that. So then in the second round, when he had that knockdown, when I popped back up, I was like, okay. I was like, this is what I was waiting for. And so then the fight goes on. That third round, I caught him, and it was like a hesitation in there because I was like, I think I was still testing him at that moment. Like I wasn't even looking for a finish. I was just like, first of all, I wanted my hit back, and then I was like, let me see what else do you have in there, and let me see if you can really weather this storm and all that. So when he had weathered it, I was like, okay, I now see the individual I have in front of me and all that. And there's a quote from the Matrix that I always use, and it's like, you don't fully know a person until you fight them. So we were talking before, and I was like, okay, he seems like a nice individual and all that, but what is he really about? And I was like, then when I fought him, I was like, okay, he has a bit of resiliency about him. He has composure himself. So that became a brother too. That literally became a brother after that fight. Like we're hella cool in the personal realm. So yeah, that's how that fight went for sure. It was close to me. Like when I look back at it and study it, I feel like I won the fight. But I know that I lost it because of the knockdown. And then I also know that I lost it because of volume. A lot of the fights that I lost or draw was because of the lack of volume, as opposed to like actually landing something.
Yeah, I would agree. Bro. And for sure, it was hard to see and accept because, like you just said, if it wasn't for that knockdown, you won that fight, and you know that leads to the next event, and my guy gets he signs up and he gets set up with me, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know. This isn't going to be well. So I hit him up because it was presented to him by the powers that be, and what I saw on the live stream, it seemed as if he didn't want to do it, but he didn't want to say no. That's what it looked like. Sometimes you're backed into a corner and you don't want to look like this or that. So, I hit him up personally. I'm like, hey, bro, you sure you want to do this? Me and you sure? And he said, yeah, man, let's run it. I said, okay, well, cool. And I was brought up to him. So I was thinking to myself, like, well, damn, why was I brought up? We get to the event and before the fight starts, the way the introduction goes, it's stated that I'm here to avenge you, and I'm like, oh, I see. They're setting up like a kind of like a story situation where, the teammate avenges, the fallen type. And I'm thinking to myself, well,
that is not the case.
Right. It wasn't the case. Back to Fitness 23. We kind of, I ain't gonna say we disbanded or broke up, but we did kind of all did our little own thing for a good while, at least, myself, you know what I mean? So I wasn't really considering myself a part of a team, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, on some WWE shit, Ghost. I'm like, I'm kind of, I'm feeling solo, it looks solo, So, I asked that they cut that out later. But even Blick came up to me after the fight. Didn't last too long, unfortunately. I definitely wanted to go light because, I didn't see me and him on the same, on par. We weren't on par. You know what I'm saying? As the fight shows. And granted, he had some things that took place before. He had a long car ride to take, and things took place on that car ride. That's cool, but it probably shouldn't have went down. You know what I mean? And he even asked me. He was like, "Hey, bro, was this a beef fight?" I said, "Nah, it's no beef." You know what I mean? Not even like that. But much like with you, he asked, could he get a rematch? And at the time, I said yes. I didn't want to. This is right after the fight, so I'm like, let me give him a little leadway. But I took some time to think about it, and I'm like, that's not in his best interest. You know what I mean? And shortly after, he asked for the rematch with you. And this rematch went down at the Super Bowl event. Can you speak about this match? What type of match was it? And how did the rematch go between you and this individual?
So the match was Muay Thai. I was aware of the rematch clause when I faced Marauder and they were doing the live stream. I can't remember who walked up to me with the camera. I want to say Wama walked up to me with the camera. But he walked up with the camera and I saw Glitch was like
I agree with you.
I thought Blick was like, oh, you want to get that rematch? And I was like, let's get this rematch in. Let's get it cracking. So he was like, it's crazy because in the hot box, I was actually originally supposed to face Q-Tip. So
right.
And so for me, that would actually kind of that would have been like an avenging like fight because of Silverback. Silverback is like my little bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nah. I was like, I don't want to limit my weapons again doing this boxing, so let me do Muay Thai. Let me take him up on that offer. So when we faced off in the hot box, uh, I was completely locked in. I literally had the moment of his knockdown from the first fight in my favorites. I was watching it every day. Every day, I was just like, this is not happening again. I was like, and I'm gonna get my get back this time in the style that I want. So definitely ended in the second round. It honestly, in my honest opinion, it should have ended in the first round, but they let him out of the first round. And then in the second, it's all history. I've been waiting for this video to come out for the longest time since the event ended. But golly, I definitely.
They're going in the order of the event. That's how they're dropping the videos, in order of the actual event.
Dang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the photo. I saw a photo of you. Yeah, I think you were catching the kick. You were like, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
I can dig it. So, I mean, we have some fun fights we're talking about. Which one would, out of all, like, you could be a street beef fight, any fights you ever had or any matches, what's your favorite you ever had?
Favorite that I've had, like that I've fought in?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Besides that one, it would have had to have been Hazardous for sure. The second fight.
You said Hazardous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That definitely was my favorite fight for sure. For sure.
You know, I laugh because of the little dance in the middle of the fight. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that one. That was slipping my memory. Damn, now I gotta go rewatch it. My bad.
Go rewatch it. Go rewatch it. Audience as well. You guys go look up Glitch versus Hazardous and enjoy. Hey, who? I wanted to know who hit you the hardest in all your fights.
Bad Cuban, for sure. Off the rip. Like, there was a punch I threw, man slipped it. Wow, uppercut. I saw 3 of them. I was like, I don't know which Cuban to go for. Like, I was like, let me go for the middle one. But yeah, Mad Cuban, that's off the rip. Man, yeah. Off the rip, that's the hardest I've ever been hit. For sure.
Nice. Now, I did have a little bit of a different question. So, it's, everyone looks at fighting differently, and a lot of people who don't fight look at it as some type of way. But for me, it's a lot of beneficial things. Then I was going to ask, do you feel that fighting has improved the discipline in your life? Do you feel?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If it wasn't for fighting, I wouldn't have the discipline that I have.
The fight you want but haven't had yet. Ooh.
Fight that I want that I haven't had yet. Earthling.
Oh.
Earthling.
In boxing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And the crazy part is we were actually supposed to fight. We were supposed to fight Memo. When I fought Memo Silva, when we had to move venues, before we moved venues that day that we got it shut down and everything like that, that was the venue I was supposed to fight him at. But then we just never fought. I fought Memo, and then I think I want to say he ended up becoming champ after that, or was champ at that point, and then he just got bigger though. Like he was out of my division at that point.
What weight would you want to fight at? Because he fluctuates from the 145 to the 165.
It's the same thing I told Blick. It doesn't really matter what you weigh at. I'll fight as close to 145 as I possibly can. I've been fighting people who are 20 pounds heavier than me since the beginning. So
Yeah,
that hasn't never been an issue for me.
And I feel like that level of athleticism plays into it too. Because I mean, I've walked around at like 160 when I'm kind of a little bit on the softer, chunkier side. All of a sudden, I'm training hardcore and I'm sitting at 152. And so I'm like, well, shit. If I would have gotten the fight while I'm out of shape, I would have had to fight somebody this much heavier. So why not?
That's exactly what I'd be thinking.
I was gonna tell you. I think it was when we had Manu the Great on as a guest. Glitch, you were actually one of my fighters to watch that day. So just thought I'd just let you know. So yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
For the audience, this is for everyone watching. Can you let us know how you got the name Glitch? Because that's one of the sickest names in street beefs.
So the original name was supposed to be the Anomaly, but somebody, I don't know who has that name. I just know somebody does have that name in one of the street beefs branches, and I think he's like way bigger than me. So I was like, I can't really fight you for this name. So I was like, what's a synonym for the Anomaly? Glitch. And I wanted to make it one syllable to where it's like, it's not too hard to remember. It's just that. It's like that.
Dang, I like it. And you think you're gonna move past and try to go pro eventually?
Definitely, that's definitely the plan. So Blick was the last fight for me in street beefs, and then I'm moving to amateurs. So I'm taking the next 3 months to just train, and then hopefully, like in August, September, I'll make the amateur debut.
Nice. Nice.
Moving on up.
Say, just watching you personally, man, I'm proud of you, bro. I've seen your work, you know, and I've seen you put in that time, man, you know. So I know you're gonna do well when it's time, bro.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so fun time, because we always ask everybody about this question because it's coming up this Saturday, I think. The Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis fight. You peeping that? Who do you got? What are your thoughts on that?
I have Tank like all the way through and through. There's a lot of things that Tank can get caught with, but I don't think that Garcia has the gas tank to hang with him. I think a lot of those are going to gas him out, and the composure that Tank has, that's what's going to knock Ryan out. It's not even going to be his power; it's going to be the composure.
Hey, I could dig it. All right, he does. Tank has had some openings where he takes it, and there's one or two people that are getting on him, and then just crack. Ooh! I still got Garcia, but no, I respect that.
That's a good assessment, man. That's a real good assessment.
So I like asking everybody, right? Everyone's got a different view. Hey, I can dig that all the way. And at the Hot Box event, I won't give anything away or anything, but did you have a favorite fight of the day from that event?
What was it? I did. I really did. Hold on. It just slipped my head. Hold on.
There's so many.
Man, it was a lot. Oh, duh. Why am I? Relentless versus Mortem.
Yes, sir.
My brother get that title, bruh. That was like, I was in heaven after that. I was like, I can leave now.
That was a long time coming, bro.
Way too long of a time coming.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I was like, okay. I saw him going. I was like, yeah. I think, yeah, we brought it once or twice in the show. I like the relentless fights too. I like how each branch has a certain set of fighters in like different weight classes per fight style that are just like, all right.
Yep. That's fellow Gorilla Lion. And it looks like he's going to be trying to he signed up this month. So I don't know if he's defending the belt, but I know he's definitely trying to get some more work in. So shout out to Relentless.
Shout out to Relentless. I wonder who they're going to match him up with.
It's a good question. Only the powers that be know that.
Damn. So, I was gonna ask, since we brought about some favorite fights and whatnot, I was gonna ask you guys with the passing of Jay Gottem, did you guys have one of the favorite fights of his? That's one thing I was gonna see.
The one I think I think when you guys were showing the clip, it was the one where he kneed old boy like on the takedown. That was my favorite one. That was my
That was a
favorite
killer
one.
one.
His
Milkman.
composure was crazy. I was like, is he fighting the Terminator or something? Because like Jay Gottem was like, it is what it is. Like that's how his face looked. And then when he did it, I was like, okay, it looked like he playing UFC 4 for real.
Right?
Yeah, man. One thing I loved about him, man, was like the effort he put in every fight. You know what I mean? Like he would go, man. He would really be out there and just go.
Oh, he set the tone. I know there was times when him and Viking were just sparring and getting ready for shit. People were like, "Damn, were they fighting?" And it's like, no, that's how they train, bro. That's how they get down. I know, because I've had to take a body shot or two, and I had to sit out for the next round of training, sitting there just. Man, I think I was gonna say one of my favorites. Some people forget because I don't think it's up there. Was when he fought the Terrifier. I don't know what happened, but like Terrifier had 2-3 people talking shit. They didn't show up. And Jay got like, "I'll fight anyone." And someone just said, "You won't fight Terrifier." He's like, "What the hell? Yes, I will." And I don't know what. No beef, nothing. He's like, "All right, cool, let's get it done." And they both went in there and threw down. I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, man. He was definitely a one of one, bro. You know, his fight should be. Yep, his fight should be dropping sometime within the month. Him versus Duva, hell of a fight. I mean, just two.
I was watching that on the roof. That fight was crazy. That fight was crazy.
Yeah.
You could feel the thumps from the hits, and I was just like, "Oh, ooh, oof!"
It sounded like many little bombs was going off every time somebody landed something.
Yeah. You could hear it. You could almost feel it. Each fucking strike, just yeah.
For the title match, hey, all right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Man, there's a couple shots that they both threw to each other. I was just like, how are they eating these? Damn. But hey, when you got it, you got it. I mean, you can't fake toughness.
Yeah. Hey, so Glitch, to my knowledge, you fought in 3 different West Coast locations. Let's get your opinion on what location was your favorite?
Smoke Ranch. Smoke Ranch. Smoke Ranch off the top. Smoke Ranch off the top. Because the drive there. It's crazy. Like, it's not even the event itself. It's the drive there that like puts you in this aura, I would have to say. Just like calm, peace, tranquility. And for me, where I'm from, it reminds me of back home. Literally, like Lancaster, California is Pahrump, Nevada. Like it's very similar. So when I'm driving up there, I'm like, oh, this literally looks like I'm driving back home, but I'm not. So then when I get there, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like a lot more space. Yeah, it's a lot more space. The way that the cage is built, it's like perfect where it's at. Like if the cage was anywhere else in the yard, it wouldn't have looked right. But right there is perfect. The scenery behind it it literally looks like a video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think they got the perfect setup where that's the main location, and then every once in a while, if we want the premium thing, we'll go ahead and hit up the hot box. But you know, just on the everyday event type shit, like the Smoke Ranch is doing its job.
Mm-hmm.
I like that place over there. It looks pretty cool. I know it's different when you visit it in person though, so I have to make my way out there sometime and actually get my fight in.
The mountains, like Glitch was saying, the drive up there, you know what I mean? It's a little drive to get there, but it's worth it when you see the scenery. You know what I mean? And for me, whether I'm reffing or fighting, I'm getting my thoughts together on that drive, and it tends to be pretty helpful.
Oh, absolutely. I do like when I head to the scrapyard. It's like in a little bit of like you have to go to the little forest area. Sometimes, yeah, I get ready. It's like getting primal, like getting ready. Like, yeah, all right, we're gonna fight in the woods.
Yeah, bro. So Glitch, can you talk a little bit about currently, like training? You mentioned the next step is the amateurs. So in between that time, what are we doing? What's our training looking like?
So I'm going at least 3 days a week at Extreme Couture doing the jujitsu at like 6 a.m. And then when I can make it to Syndicate for the open sparrings, I go there. But mostly it's at home, how it's always been. Just doing calisthenics and conditioning. That's literally kind of about it as far as the techniques and everything like that. I try to learn what I can. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of people's fights. I watch just to see like, oh, okay, that's how they set this up. That's how they set this up. That's how they set this up. But other than that, like as far as like a striking coach, I don't really have a striking coach. Jiu-jitsu, yeah. But as far as like striking, I learned from experience. All those sparrings, especially at Syndicate, shout out to Syndicate, for that, because that to spar that many people in that duration of time, learn so much if you're in the right mindset.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
That's a good advice from Free Smoke right here.
Oh, I didn't see that. Dang it.
Get in the gym every day if you want to go to the ambulance.
Yeah. Getting buff, B. No, I was gonna say I like when you said calisthenics, I actually recently started changing my workout style and doing a lot less weights, like very minimal with it than what I do. And with the calisthenics, it's I've seen with a lot more flexibility and some strength, but my whole build has just changed all of a sudden. I'm like, wait a minute, where this definition go? My shirts fit different now. That's not fair. But I feel more functional as a fighter when I do certain things. So I'm gonna have to try to incorporate a lot more of that for my next fight. Yeah. Do you meditate at all? You meditate too or no?
I meditate every day. Yeah. I learned that. I learned that when I was like 8 years old. So ever since then I've incorporated that.
I didn't start meditating until like last year, this year. Dang. Yeah. I can dig it. Well, I know I don't got a whole lot more questions for you. Anything you want to ask, Samke? I know you had something else you were gonna say.
Yeah, man. This is kind of a yo to yo. What up, man? It's kind of a general question, but it kind of lets us know why. Why does Glitch fight?
I fight for those who don't believe in themselves. I've had a big problem with belief, whether they've been on the court, whether it's been even in battle rap, whether it's been just in life in general. I've always had that like imposter syndrome type thing going on, like where it's like, do I really belong here? Even though people are saying I belong here, do I really belong here? I've seen a lot of people throughout my life who have that same issue. And so it's like, if I could be an example of you can push past this if you know, because there's a belief and then there's a knowing. And so like you got to know that you know that you know that you know who you are. And that's when that doubt goes away.
Hey.
Well, hey, it's funny that you mentioned that because I go through some of that same thing, bro. And there's a stigma that fighters, we're all just a certain way, but we all got shit going on in our heads, in our hearts, in our lives. You know what I mean? And it's good to hear that from other fighters,
Oh yeah. You got deep down, everyone fights for a different reason. And I think, like you said, there's a stigma that every fighter just has a certain mentality, certain anything, and they really sometimes it's almost we get dehumanized for the fact that we like something that what some people find primal, we find an art form. Yeah. I like that nighttime adrenaline when I can't go to sleep the night before and my heart's sitting there racing before a fight. And I'm like, man, what's gonna happen?
For the first day of school feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sometimes the thrill is the thrill of fear or the thrill of possibly getting hurt. You know what I mean? Sometimes that could be a thrill in itself, you know?
What was it? I think it was I don't know, not Marcus Aurelius, but someone said, it's a shame if you go through life never fully being able to realize your full potential. And I feel like that's true, whether be mentally or especially physically. I want people it's easier to sit on the couch and not do shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that once or twice, can't lie.
Yeah. For sure, bro.
So, Glitch, is there anything you want to shout out? Anybody you want to give a special thanks to, or let anyone know where they can find you on some social media and some other cool little apps that you have? Or the music? Because I need that music.
I got you on the music, but first, rest in peace, Jay Gottem, bro. Because that when I heard that news, it was like I just seen you, bro. Like I just seen you. I just seen you, bro. Like so, it was that definitely threw me for a loop. Definitely talk to your friends, bro. When you have that little hitch in you that's like, oh, maybe I should call this person. Call that person, bro. Like, cause that's your sixth sense telling you, like, hey, bro, like, you might need to talk to this person. He needs some help, or she needs some help. Anything like that. Like, do not ignore your instincts, especially when it comes to helping, because I feel like we've, as a society, like, dehumanized that part of ourselves. Like, because a lot of the times they're like, oh, that's not true, or oh, it's not my business, it's not my business. And it's just like, it kind of is your business if we're all living on this planet together. So, especially if you're in the same realm, being a martial artist, there's definitely that. I want to say that before anything. As far as the social media is concerned, the Instagram is, what is it, underscore glitchy underscore, but the L is a 1. And then Facebook would be glitchy Fletch. But as far as that's TikTok, I think is glitchy 444 or something like that. Yeah, other than that mental health aspect is really what is more important to me than anything.
Absolutely. And did you see that question down at the bottom, Glitch?
No, I didn't.
That was a good one. Yeah, during the development of a fighter, there is those moments in a tough fight where you have to push past the limit that you thought you had. When does this kick in for you, or have you ever had it happen?
That kicked in this last fight with Blick, for sure. For sure. Literally within it was like the first 20 seconds, we were like, looking at each other, and it was like a panoramic montage of everything every time I held back. And it was like, yeah, bro, you can't do that again. Again, like I always compare myself to Teen Gohan when he fought Cell, but I had my Android 16 moment like right before the fight. So
No.
Yeah, like yeah. Because so like to divulge like some of the personal things, my grandpa is 95 now, but he has dementia. And literally the day before the fight, the day before I drove out there, he had just gotten out the hospital, and I had shook his hand, and he didn't remember me. And this is a man who like raised me. So for me to see that, and for me to like literally see like his life fading, I can't let my grandpa leave this earth without him seeing what his grandson has become. So I just kept thinking about my grandpa, just pacing back and forth. And I was like, yeah. And then it literally hit. Like the moment they said our names, like, Blick, you're up next. And ting, that's when that ting happened. And it was over from there.
Damn. Absolutely. I love that. It's deep. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I do hope that things get better for him.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Hey, well, look, brother, we appreciate your time. That was a pleasure, dog.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Absolutely, thanks. And it's good that I met you in person at the event too. So, hey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good night, Glitch. Thank you.
Y'all too.
Now, that was a fun show. That was good.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's my bro, man. You know, as you see, this man has layers. You know, and I'm glad we had him on. People got to see a piece of this fighter here.
Yeah, I felt like, you know, we've had some shows which are a little more goofy, and I felt like this show was a lot more personal. And I enjoy those too. I felt like you said we got to see a different side of Glitch, and damn, yeah, I love this show. I really do. But
man, we got a few commercials, huh?
Heck yeah, don't go anywhere. You know that we got two fun segments right after that.
That's true. That's true.
Overtime, hustling, we hustling overtime.
What's good? It's your homie, Freezes Christ. Y'all know the deal. Make sure y'all head on over to OverTimeHustling.com where you can catch all the latest merch, all the newest mags, all the media, everything, know what I mean? You can also find me on Winging It with the homies Keith G, King Dale, and Payne Gusto. And you can catch me on Turf Tales. And if you got nothing to do on Sundays, even if you do got something to do, make sure you tap into Overtime Reactions hosted by the homie Cuzzo. And I cannot forget the homie Jay over there at the Yankee and the Brit channel. So make sure y'all go over there and check them out. And hey, check me out, your boy Freezes, on that Real Talk with Jay. It was a hell of an interview, yo. Gotta do it again. I keep saying it because I mean it. We gotta do it again. I had a great motherfucking time. But anyway, you know who it is. Freezes H, OTH, Yankee and the Brit, Winging It, Turf Tales, Overtime Reactions, Chronicles Podcast. You know the drill, Cush's Corner. It's a motherfucking movement. So move with it. Or move out the motherfucking way. Simple and plain.
You heard? OTH, the movement. Let's go.
Ananda Professionals and MMA Underground are teaming up to let you know about all of their great CBD products. Gummies are great for your stomach health, and your stomach health is a big part of your overall health. Fighters, are you looking for something to help you recover faster that's safe and healthy? Ananda's got you covered. Use the promo code BB Underground to save 10%. That's at AnandaProfessionals.com.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay from Yankee and the Brit telling you to come over and check out our shows. The Yankee and the Brit Sports Talk, Well Beyond the Arc, the Markout Podcast, Real Talk with Jay, and MMA Underground Weekly at YouTube.com/The Yankee and the Brit. Deuces.
All right, we back. As you know, it's always a good time when you get to see after the commercial break, because now we get to the fun part. Oh, excuse me.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
All right, my fun 3 that I have for the day. Don't worry, next week I'll kick it up a notch and have a couple extra. But starting all the way from the scrapyard, we have young J-Ro. He almost made the list once before, but I was impressed because with his most recent fight, I saw a lot more of improvement. From his first fight, I saw a little bit more of a street brawler. Now I've actually seen slowly over his fights improvement. It's not some increase where he just became phenomenal, but I like this growth. It shows the discipline, it shows the consistency, and I also know he's working with cutthroat boxing, so heck yeah. For the West Coast, we have White Fang. I'm a fan of this guy. Now, I saw some of his fights from a while ago and most recently, and I feel like he has some skill, but I feel like he learned how to use his power a lot more. Because I saw some of the punches he throws where he sets up that light and just BAM! And I really was impressed. I feel like, once again, a fighter who we have seen improvement from, and I was very impressed. Third, Samoan Beast. I only saw the one fight, and man, this guy just made my jaw drop. He has it. He even said, no malice when he comes out to fight, but when he goes to work, he goes to work. He clocks in. I don't know where he goes, but he becomes a full-on warrior, and I want to see more of him. That's for damn sure. I like his kicks. I like his punches. I like some of his grappling. He's got good quick speed. And, you know, If I lose a couple pounds, we might be in the same weight class. But those are my fighters to watch. So heck yeah.
That was pretty dope, man. Pretty fire, bro. I'm gonna have to go check out those fighters for sure. Oh, you got that fire?
Yeah, no, that's all you.
Yeah. Sound Can the Fire 5. Let's go ahead and start it off. Street Beef's OG Yard. Mad Titan versus Gorilla. Big boy heavyweight boxing. This is what you want to see right here. Heavy blows, crazy inside work, and both two tough warriors. These guys went heads up many times in this match. We got to see a lot of good head movement, slips, and it's pretty much everything you want to see in a fire fight. Street Beef's OG Yard, Mad Titan versus Gorilla. Firefight. Check it out. Moving on. You see the legend right there. Rest in peace, Jay Gottem. We are at Street Beef's Scrapyard. If you're trying to find this match, type it in just like this. Everyone loves a good call out. This is a match between Jay Gottem and Dre No Doctor. This fight dropped recently, and it's a fire grappling match. Two of Scrapyard's finest. Gottem with the pressure, the aggression, and Dre staying calm and completely with it all. This fight was a somewhat of a rematch, and let's just say it didn't go the same way it went the first fight. Both men showing heart, and man, no inactivity in this fight. Street Beef Scrapyard, Jay Gottem versus Dre No Doctor, fire fight. Yeah, you see it. Street Beef's West Coast. This was a recent fight. We just dropped this. This is from the Super Bowl event at the Hot Box. Tarzan versus El Ghost. Fire fight. This is literally the definition of a fire fight. Both combatants giving it their all every single round from start to finish. These men both came in with all heart, all grit, and they displayed that every single round. I had the opportunity to watch El Ghost get ready. We were both kind of warming up in the same general area, and I knew this guy. He was ready. You know, he was ready to make his debut. Tarzan as well, ready to make his debut. Both these fighters came in and gave us a fire fight. Street Beef's West Coast, Tarzan versus El Ghost. Fire fight. Yeah, I'm going to take you back to Street Beef's OG Yard. Classic. Icy Mike versus the Dragon. I don't know if you guys know the legend or not. Icy Mike is from the Hard to Hurt channel on YouTube. This man is a legend. He's a coach. He's got a lot of skill, a lot of talent. Not everyone knows he has multiple fights at the original Street Beef's Yard. Check this fight out. This is a main event beef match. And this is a classic situation, man. We got the striker versus the grappler. You basically, you see bombs being thrown. You see the wittiness between each fighter. And it was a very tough bout. And like I said, it was a beef match. Luckily, it ends in all respect. Street Beef's OG Yard, Icy Mike versus the Dragon. Firefight. Check it out. And we're going to end it with the last firefight of the night. coming to you from Street Beef's West Coast, 619 versus the Canadian. This fight right here, it deserves a little backstory because not everybody knows. The Canadian once was a West Coast fighter, and he was the champion in heavyweight boxing for the West Coast. This fight changed it all. This was the fight that made 619 the boxing champion. First and foremost, this was a fire fight. 5 rounds. You got Weddle in the background with the level 100 cornerman skills, you know, not being listened to, unfortunately. But we got to see some great boxing from both men. And like I said, we got to see a belt get handed over. Street Beef's West Coast, 619 versus the Canadian. Fire fight. Sam K and the Fire 5.
Yeah, I like those. Those are some good ones. And yeah, the Canadian. And another fun fact, for those of you that have been around with us long enough, you also know that Canadian also helped host MMA Underground for a little bit in the early stages too. Yeah.
Yep.
And before that, I didn't even help. It was all Jay and Maddie. They did the whole 9 yards. So if you've been there from the beginning, you know.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an evolution, this show here. But I feel like it's all been for the better, you know? It's gotten progressively better.
You have to take an idea and start with it if you want to continuously improve. And yeah, I think where we're at now is a great. I mean, come on, Sam K's killing it. Oh, so good, so good.
It only works because I'm working with you, man, and we got Jay doing his thing in the back, man. So team effort.
Yeah, I like it. Well, before we let all y'all go, you know what it is. Anything you want to say? Anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, man, let me just go ahead and run through real quick. First and foremost, I got to say, again, rest in peace, Jay Gottem. You will forever be remembered and loved. And my condolences to his family. I know they're going through it right now. And yeah, we just want to make sure we get that out. I want to say thank you to our guest tonight. Glitch came on and blessed the show. Thank you, brother. Audience, you guys go check out his fights, man. Street Beef's West Coast, Glitch. He's got plenty of bangers. And speaking of the audience, I want to thank the audience, everyone in the live chat who's been with us, people who are watching us on replay. I appreciate that as well. We do this for you guys. Shout out to Street Beef's OG Yard, Street Beef's Scrap Yard, Street Beef's West Coast, and Street Beef's Dirty South. We do this for you guys. Overtime Hustlin', as always, we appreciate you guys. Heart in the Fight, we appreciate you guys. You guys know me, man. I don't really do the social media thing. If you got me, you got me. If you're trying to see me, man, I'm on this show. Same time, same place every week. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me. You guys have a great night. Buddy?
I like it. Yeah. And do you want the Instagram? It's Zuel_BuddyV. Or you can go to the website, Zuel-world.com. I got some more stuff that just got uploaded recently. The Strudel Squad, he's on there, top 8 in the world for the game that he plays. You find the Yankee and the Brit MMA Underground merchandise under there. I mean, all sorts of fun stuff. Why can you not do? And the shirt you keep seeing. Yes, I'm only doing it for the rest in peace, Jay Gottem. But if you're on the Scrapyard group, you can find. I will ship them to anybody who wants one. They're going to be available at the event, and I'm making them. And yeah, I mean, I'm putting some of my own money just to fund some of the T-shirts. Fire Chicken's wife had provided all the vinyl for me to make as well. So, I mean, we're really doing this and taking all proceeds to give to his family. So, I mean, Yeah, heck yeah, you know, everybody pitching in everything, it all adds up. So,
Yeah.
but you know, he got all the shout outs. We're having a good time, and make sure you guys stay tuned because we got lots of fun things coming up. You don't know what's going to be planned. Ooh. And in the words of Jay, one world, one love, deuces.